you come in here and if I'm out in the yard and they go by and I wave, I don't recognize them and they don't wave back or they act a little nervous, when they come back by, I'm standing right in the middle of that road, folks, and I have done that before until I get answers. Hey, folks, I think winter is back. It is so cold, folks. It's been sprinkling and wet snowflakes coming down, and the wind's coming right from the north. And welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Glad you're here. Now, I usually don't watch any videos that I put up, right? But I did last night because I thought I just rambled on and on and on, and I did. But I was also kind of negative, and I apologize for that. I was just where my mind was, I guess. It was all true, but I didn't throw much positive in there, right? And I gotta do better than that, folks. There's too much negativity out there as it is. I don't need to add to it too much. Too much. So, I'm standing where my snowbank used to be. Remember back January? Snowbank was like way up to here and about 15 feet long. I'm standing where my refrigerator used to be, right? Well, the snow's all gone. I don't see any, not even in the woods. So my natural refrigeration is done for the year unless we get a snowstorm. And folks, one year we got 16 inches of snow mid-May. And we've had quite a few blizzards in April before. So I might get my refrigerator back, but I'm kind of hoping I don't until next January. But I don't have any control over that, right? So I thought I was going to get my birds all penned up and homed in their coop and back run. But then it started raining and I would have to haul my extension cord out and start my generator and just to cut a bird door, right? So, yeah, that'll wait another day. But speaking of birds, folks, what does everybody think about this the bird flu? Anyway, what does everybody think of that? I'm so tired I can't even think of the name, folks. What does everybody think of that? You know, it's around about every year, right? And what happens is the birds that migrate carry it to, like the birds that go south from here and come back here in the summer, they can bring it back, right? Well, I've got a bog out here, and I've had Canada geese here, and I've got some mallards, and I've got some Guernsey, and another wild duck that like to be with my birds out in the bog, folks. So it might be a good thing that I am going to pen them up, because I just don't know. You know, when C-19 first came out, it was new. They put the fear of death right into everybody, right? And then we started putting 2 and 2 together, and it was adding up to 5, right? So is this what they're doing with the aviation? No, what is it? Aviation flu? The bird flu? Is that what's happening with this? Is this the new pandemic, the one that, B. Gates and M. Gates warned that the next one is going to be the real one, and they both had a shit-eating grin, thinking it was, I guess, funny. I don't know. So, but is this all hype? Is it all hype just to get rid of our barnyard birds? I don't know, folks. I don't know. I've been too busy to really research it much, but until I know, or until I research and come to my own conclusion, like I did C19, right? So until I know, come to my own conclusion about this bird flu, whatever it is, I'm glad my birds are going to be kept out back and kind of away from the wild birds, right? So, because my eyes are open, my ears are open, my brain thinks for itself, right? So until I figure it out, I'm just going to be safe, right? I've got a lot of money and time and everything into my birds to be wiped out with some virus. And then if they ever came around and tested your birds, well, I wouldn't believe that test whatsoever. They want to get rid of our way of living, folks. So I wouldn't trust that at all. So Shay was going by and she saw a dead robin on the camp road here. So she picked it up without any gloves on, folks. She picked it up with her bare hand and came to show me, and I'm like, "You're touching that with your bare hands?" And she goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, what if it died of the bird flu?" I said, I really don't want any dead birds in my yard. And she goes, "Well, I'm not worried about that." And maybe I shouldn't either. I don't know yet, but until I know, I've got to be very careful, right? I've got to be very careful. Now, I know, folks, that birds fly over and they poop and they could land in my duck water and my little things, right? And then the ducks come and I know they can get it with that. It's not just the bog, and I understand that. But until I figure it out, I'm just going to be careful. So, but they've been swimming with the birds so far, and so far so good. So anyway, I've got to be, my part-time job, they asked me to come in really early on Monday morning. Well, I asked how early is early. I asked, 2 o'clock in the morning, because I can do that. And she really didn't say. So I know what's got to be done before everything gets going underway there. So I think if I'm there by 4 o'clock in the morning, I should be good. But after a rough weekend of really, really, really hauling ass with stuff, right? Trying to get stuff done, I think I'm just going to try to go to bed early. So I've had a fire all day, folks. I've had a fire all day in my wood stove. Matter of fact, I've got some $1.25 store luncheon loaf that I just opened up a can. I sliced it into, half-inch steaks or quarter-inch steaks, and just put it in my cast iron pan, and they're in there crisping up, nice and yummy. I like it fried. You fry it till it's a little crispy. So I don't know. So what do y'all think of this bird flu, the avian? What do you think of this avian bird flu? Is it a hype? Is it real? Do you know of anybody that's lost any birds from? You personally know that they have lost birds, not hearsay, to the avian bird flu? I have a friend of mine that lost her whole flock about a month and a half ago, and they're about an hour from here. But they found that the neighbor, they free range, and the neighbor put out some rat poison, and that's how the chickens died. So by calling the hotline, she was told that it was the avian flu, folks, without even testing the birds, okay? So she went on the assumption that all her birds died from the avian flu virus, bird flu. So that's not true. So I don't personally know of anybody that's lost any birds up here. I don't want to lose my birds. Now I know, I think it's Heavy Metal Homestead. I know she posted that Murray McMurray, her batch was confirmed with the avian bird flu. So I know somebody else that ordered birds from them, and they checked and everything is okay, and she found where they had put out a statement that everything is safe again. All right, everything is safe, so you can order from McMurray until the next time, right. So how accurate are those tests, folks? Are they even tested, or are they just blaming it on, just like C19? Oh, you died of pneumonia. They didn't even test you for C19, but they ruled it as C19. Is it going to be the same way with this avian bird flu? Right? I trust nothing, folks. I trust nothing. Now, speaking of luncheon loaf, Shelly's everyday prepping. I hope I got that right. I don't know if Homestead is in there or not, but I'll put a link. She is a very new channel, folks, and I've been following her for a few days. I just happened to run across her on YouTube, and I clicked, and I think I've almost caught up to all her videos, I think. And she's doing some really good stuff, folks, and why don't you go and follow that link down below and check her out. She's pretty genuine. She's like one of us, she knows what's coming, and she's trying to warn people, and she's not sleeping good at night. She's thinking about others that aren't prepping, and times are going to get hard, right? They're going to get hard, folks, and how do you prepare? How do you try to get ahead? How do you prepare for when the shit really hits the fan and people start running out of food and meds and all of that, and they just can't afford to buy the food, and they haven't started a garden or whatever? We're gonna have to protect what we've got, folks. We're just gonna have to do that. At the beginning, I'm like, well, it'll be way into shit at the fan when we have to worry about that. But I don't think it's gonna be too far into shit hit the fan if everybody's stealing groceries from people in the parking lots now, right? Following people home from grocery shopping, and we've had some suspicious vehicles come up the road at really weird hours of the day, and they're not stopping at any of the houses, folks. So makes me wonder if people are scouting. It just does. It just makes me wonder. That's pretty dangerous, though, because this is a dead-end road, and if you come in here and if I'm out in the yard and they go by and I wave, I don't recognize them, and they don't wave back, or they act a little nervous, when they come back by, I'm standing right in the middle of that road, folks, and I have done that before until I get answers. There was a truck that came in here really slow 2 years ago, and he had a bunch of stuff on the back of the pickup truck, and it was kind of half covered with a tarp, and everything about him sent me red flags. So I saw him coming, I stepped right out in the middle of the camp road here, and he couldn't get by me. So I asked him what his business was in here, and he just said, "Nah, I've just never been in here, just looking around." And while he was talking to me, he was scanning everything around, right? So I said, well, if you don't have any business, it's a private road, it's posted up there. It's very obvious you wouldn't buy 3 of them. So you can back right out. He asked if he could come in my driveway and turn around, and I said, no, sir. I said, I'm going to have you back back up until you get way up there so you can turn around. He said, you're going to have me back up over that culvert? I said, yes, sir. You drove forward over it, you can go backwards. And I stood right there until he was out of sight. Yes, sir, folks. You know, I might be a middle-aged country hick, but I can tell you, I'm not bashful. I'm not bashful. If something's suspicious, I'm going to call you out on it. If you do something wrong that's not right, I'm going to call you out on it. And I don't trust anybody anyway. Well, I trust people in here. You know, we're all family, right? But I don't trust the motive of some people. I just don't. People have sticky fingers. And I hate thieves. I hate thieves. So I think those times are coming, folks. I think they are. And we'll have to figure something out, I think. So anyway, I'm rambling. Look for that link down underneath to Shelly's brand new channel, folks. Okay, and she mentioned the luncheon loaf that she doesn't care for, but her husband does. So I kind of like it. It's $1.25, and I just fry it up till it's crispy. I like it. So check her out. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for hanging in here. I'm not in the woodshed today, folks. I'm in front of the bog, though. So, thank you so much, folks. I appreciate it. And come back again. Thank you.